So welcome everyone. I'm Olivia. I'm the program coordinator for international engagement and alumni relations here at Northeastern. And welcome to session 2 of Career Therapy Thursdays. Thank you for joining us. This is our second session, and we have some wonderful panelists who will be showcasing some of the resources that we have available here at Northeastern to help you on your journey to employment and beyond. If you're an alumni, also showcasing some resources that are still available to you. So let's just get started right away with introductions. First up, we have Whitney Watkins from Global Student Success. Whitney, would you like to start us off with just a brief introduction about yourself?
Great, thanks Olivia. Thanks for having me, and thank you for everyone who's joining us tonight. So as Olivia mentioned, I'm Whitney Watkins. I'm Director of Global Student Success and the International Tutoring Center. We are available to every international and non-native English speaking student, scholar, faculty, and staff across all colleges and across the entire Northeastern global network. So I am excited to talk about our resources. Thanks.
Awesome, thank you, Whitney. Next up, we have Michelle Rapp from Alumni Relations. Michelle.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming tonight. I oversee career programs for alumni, including the EduSource platform that we'll talk about.
Awesome. And finally, we have Ellen Goldman from Career Design.
Hi, everyone. It's so good to see you all here, and feel free to unmute your video so we actually feel like we meet you in a community, if time zones and everything else permit. I'm Ellen from Career Design, and we are open for all students, grad and undergrad. MBA students and law students have their own career center, but other than that, we are available and would love to show you some of the resources and hope to see you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Ellen. All right, now just some quick housekeeping. Because we have 3 presenters here, we're going to have each of them give their presentation back to back to back. And we just ask that you hold your questions for the Q&A portion at the end, just to make sure that we have enough time for each of them to share their resource. I will also preface that I will be sending out a master list of resources that are posted to the chats and included in the presentations from our panelists throughout all 3 sessions. So don't worry if you miss anything. I will be sure to get all of the information out to everybody enrolled. All right, let's get right into things. We are starting off with a presentation from Whitney Watkins in Global Student Success. Whitney, would you like to take it away?
Sounds great. Thank you. I'm going to share my screen, and then feel free to add your questions to the chat as we go, and I can answer them as my co-presenters present, and look forward to your questions at the end. Is everyone seeing presenter notes or just the slide?
Notes as well.
Thank you. Zoom changes itself all of the time. Give me just one moment. Okay, you should be good to go now. All right, so welcome everyone. Thank you so much. So as Olivia mentioned, representing Global Student Success, or GSS, that you may be familiar with. So I want to just dive into the resources that we have available to you all. So Global Student Success, you may also know the ITC, or the International Tutoring Center. So we are based on the Boston campus, but we serve the entire global network. Every college, from pathway program students through PhD students, grad and undergrad. Our services are open only to current students. So while we appreciate you alumni, hopefully you will share our name with your colleagues and your roommates and your friends who are still current students. And as yourself as alumni, you'll utilize some of our other resources that Ellen and Michelle will talk about tonight. But for our current students, just a little highlight of GSS and the ITC, how we can support you with our programs, and also how you can keep in touch with us. So let's go. With the International Tutoring Center, as I mentioned, we're based in Boston, but we serve everyone. So the ITC offers English language tutoring in every aspect of English communication. So pronunciation, presentations, reading, career prep, in resume writing or cover letter writing and mock interviews. I'm going to preface, because I'm with two career people, that we really focus on the language that is used in the resume or in the cover letter. So we're talking about the mechanics of writing. We're not talking about content. For content, you'll want to see Ellen and her colleagues in the career studio, but for the language and the mechanics of writing, you'll want to come see us in the ITC. Cover every aspect of writing, so whether it's organizing, preparing, grammar, citations, all of this. And then our largest section of tutorials are conversational. So essentially just having a chat in English. It can be informal or formal, thinking about, you know, interjecting yourself into a class, working with other students in a group, preparing for those interviews, or just having someone to chat to, you know, hearing your English from a variety of accents is always really key to helping to improve one's comprehension and the language. So our tutors, they're all professional. So we're a little bit different from the Northeastern Writing Center, whom I know you met in the first session of Olivia's program. So in the Writing Center, there are all student peer tutors. At the ITC, we have professional tutors. So they have advanced degrees in linguistics, applied linguistics, English, or teaching English as a foreign language, and at least 2 years of experience working with students at the higher education level. So our tutors are very well ingrained in Northeastern, excellent resources for, you know, quick questions and referrals to other offices, and just, you know, a good extra set of eyes, extra set of ears on your work. So for our appointments for fall 2022, we are offering both in-person and virtual appointments. We're really excited about this. So our in-person appointments will be located in Stearns on the 2nd floor. Those appointments will be Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Our virtual appointments start at 5 p.m. Eastern Time and go through 11 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday, and then all day on Saturday and Sunday. We also have virtual appointments. Everything is one-on-one, so it'll be yourself and your tutor. Everything is student-centered, so we're going to ask you to come prepared to your appointment. Think about if it's a writing assignment that you're going to bring, you can upload that to our portal so your tutor can get familiar with that before you arrive. If it's a conversation that you want to have, thinking about what is a topic that you're really interested in exploring and really being proactive in your session so you can get the most out of it. If you're new to using the tutoring center or maybe a little bit hesitant, I definitely recommend starting with a group conversation. So this will be 3 students and one of our tutors, and it's just a really nice, kind of very lively way to have a discussion, a debate sometimes, and just get a lot of perspectives into one session. All of the sessions are 50 minutes, so just under an hour. So it gives a lot of time to really go through a lot of material that you're looking to work with. We do survey all of the students after their sessions, and I am proud to say we have 100% satisfaction rating. So this is 100% satisfaction. Students would refer their friends to the service. They've learned something new and they can apply that knowledge directly. So we're really proud of this statistics, and we check it every term, so we know that it is accurate too. So within the ITC, there's a couple ground rules. So again, we're open to all current students. Current students can book up to 3 appointments every single week, and you can book them up to 2 weeks in advance. So right now, we are currently on our summer break. So our tutoring will start back up on Wednesday, September 7th. 2022, and our schedule will then go through the end of the fall term in December. Schedule opens 2 weeks at a time, so every day, one day will drop off, but a new day will come up at midnight. This is a really great place to use your excellent time management skills. We do fill up very quickly. We had just about 6,000 tutorials last year, so that can give you a sense we're pretty busy. If you know you have something big coming up, something that you want to work on, definitely book in advance. We do have a wait list that you can use. If you see that there isn't something that you're able to attend, use the wait list. About 20 to 25% of students on the wait list are able to get an appointment the same week that they're trying to do so. For cancellations, we understand things come up. If you do need to cancel your appointment, we ask that you do so at least 2 hours in advance. This is so another student can either come off the wait list or a student can book your appointment. If you are unable to cancel or you just don't show up to your appointment, you will receive a no-show. After 3 no-shows, your account will be locked. You won't be able to log into it or use it. You'll just drop us an email here at GSS@Northeastern. We'll unlock your account. You're able to make appointments again. When you get your 4th no-show, it'll lock again. You'll want to send us another email, probably have a little chat, check in, see how things are going. We'll unblock your account again. Once you get your 5th no-show, again, you'll get blocked. Again, you'll email us. We'll have a little chat just to see how things are. At this time, we do keep accounts blocked for 3 months. So as I mentioned, we had almost 6,000 tutorials last year. Especially in the fall, it is very typical for us to have over 100 students on our wait list every single week. So we want to ensure that everyone who wants to make an appointment is able to get one and that the tutors are able to serve as many students as possible. So this is really our one big important policy that I just want to make sure that everyone is aware of. We do typically go through audits in the account. So if you have just graduated or if you're not yet enrolled in classes, but you'll be starting soon, once you're current and active student, your account will be activated. So what else does GSS do? We offer a listening and speaking class. So this is non-credit class, again, open to all current students in all programs, colleges, and regions. This really focuses on being confident and building confidence in your presentation skills and improvisational speaking. The class is 15 weeks long. If you're interested in this, you can find information for the enrollment on our website. Registration will open up on August 29th, 2022 for the fall quarter, which runs from September 19th through December 12th. In addition, we also have workshops. So GSS partners with a number of our colleagues across the entire institution. I see Ellen smiling. She's one that we partner with very frequently and have for years. So our workshops can cover all kinds of topics, anything from time management, procrastination, to proper citations, and maybe a little bit of fun things to do in Boston. So we change them up every term, something that we really enjoy doing different things all the time. We do get student input from the workshops, so we know that everything is really driven from student interest and that people will want to attend them. So we're finalizing the schedule for fall now, but again, if you check our website in about a week or two, you'll see all the updated information for fall 2022. I want to share just one fast fact with everyone as well. So it's a very common misconception that tutoring or utilizing tutoring is a remedial service and only for students who are kind of suffering academically or not really succeeding. So this is a total myth. We actually know from the students who utilize the ITC that these students are proactive already. They're already students who have A's in their courses, and they're just really looking for a little bit of extra time to enhance their skills and refine their skills. So we always really encourage students to come by. We do have that 100% satisfaction rating. So I think if you do try it out, you'll have a good experience and you'll want to return. Word of mouth speaks really well for itself. So those alumni on the call who have used our services, speak that up with your friends, and anyone who has questions, definitely reach out to us. So just put our contact information here on Instagram. We welcome everyone to follow us at Global Student Success. We have a lot of information. Right now, we also have a lot of pictures of Huskies because why not? It's still summer break. But we do some words of the week. We advertise different events across campus. And then, of course, our email address, gss@Northeastern. For any questions that come up, we'd be really happy to chat with you. So I'll stop sharing here. I will put some links into the chat, and then I know my colleagues have a lot to discuss as well. So I will turn it over to Michelle.
Wonderful. So I want to talk to you about our NU Source platform, and we talk a lot about the importance of networking, and that can be really important to exploring some different career directions, getting advice from alumni or other professionals in the field. And so you can think of NU Source as Northeastern's LinkedIn. So it has a lot of similarities. It does have differences. I definitely value both. But I think a nice place to start is NU Source because it is alumni and students and some staff and faculty as well on the platform. The platform has grown to 10,500 users. And of that, we have 7,670 alumni, which is great, and about 3,150 students using the platform. And we're always looking to have more students involved. I want to take you on a little tour of the platform so that you understand some of the main features there. So let me share my screen. Okay, I think I just clicked on something that was just a little bit to the side. All right. So I'm hoping that some of you have found your way to NU Source already. I think it is fairly user-friendly. So the red menu bar, let me just move this a little bit. So the red menu bar is really your guide. I'm gonna pop over here real quickly to resources because there's some information over there. And we do have this handout, Getting Started with NU Source. So it really highlights some of the basic features there so that you get a feeling of what's there and what it can do for you. But you will have your own landing screen. If some of you signed up a while back, the platform's actually gone through some nice changes and upgrades. So you'll have different things on your landing screen. There may be some things that you were working on that you can go back to, some recommended people on the platform to take a look at, and I'll talk about projects. So a common place that you would spend time, this is really the search community, is where you're searching for people. You can even save a particular search that you've done and be alerted when the people join that meet that criteria. It starts out by showing you actually who's active recently or now on the platform. So there's kind of the idea that you might reach out to someone, although I generally think it's helpful to think about who do you want to talk to and why. So I am going to, there's a couple different ways that you can search. I really like this kind of general, it's really a keyword search. I find that works really well. You can, when you're doing a search, you can, when you see these people, you can bookmark someone so that you want to go back to that profile. It puts a little flag next to their name so you can go back to that. And you'll also see people that you've contacted, so you might have forgotten someone's name, you want to go back. You can search by industries, and there's a list here that's not perfect, but it is one place to start. And then what's called topics here is when alumni create a profile, they check off topics that they're particularly available to talk about. So we've actually had some identities here. So we actually do have people interested in talking about being an international student or alum. Entrepreneurship, we have people willing to talk about different aspects of their career or resumes and interviews. But they can also talk about what it's like to work in California or New York or London. So that can be really helpful. So you could search by those. Maybe you want to search for someone in a certain industry who also wants to talk about working in California. So you can look at that. You can search by degree type. So maybe you want to find another master's student, or you're considering a master's and you're going to contact alums that way. And then more, we just have a few things. Again, you can put in a geographic location. It says major, which could also be a particular area of study. They've actually added this hobbies thing as well, and the type of user it is, such as, yeah, alumni, faculty, staff, or friend of Northeastern. So I'm going to try, I know that there is, I'm going to try let me just see what happens. I didn't test this one. I'm trying to be spontaneous here. I know there is an energy management area. And I'm only getting one person for that. So I'm going to clear that. And I'm going to put in project management, which is another one. So it's telling me that there's 129 matches, and this is something that you can browse. Now I could also put in, maybe I do want to talk to another international student, an alum of international, who's international student at Northeastern. So that brings up some other people. And again, I'm going to take a look at these profiles. I might be looking by location, or I could filter that way. So here's someone in Seattle, just as an example. It does vary how much people, so again, you can see how it's nice to have a picture. When you create your profile, if you've done a LinkedIn already, you have the option to pull over information from LinkedIn, so it makes it really easy. And here I see this person's work experience. And so I might decide, okay, this is someone I want to talk to. So something here is a message that you can change to suit your needs. One of the things I do recommend, if you think about it, I think you might have a quick question that you could answer by email. On the other hand, I find it's really meaningful to have a conversation with someone, and this one says a quick informational chat. I guess I would say conversation, so that's different from messaging. But this makes it easy. I think it's nice to say something about why you want to talk to them. I'm interested in this field, or I want to understand more about your work in brand strategy. Can we set up a half-hour call at your convenience? So you change this up, and then you just hit send. And this will be connected to your email. It does sometimes take 2 to 5 days for someone to respond. I'll also say that we don't have 100% response rate, which I wish we did. But I think a key thing is, if you haven't heard from someone, you could send one more message. And then also you could just start reaching out to some more people. So that would be my suggestion. But play with this, bookmark some people, maybe set up a search alert for yourself. And also, I forgot to say too, if you're looking for a co-op, you can also search by a certain employer as well. So I want to clear this. I might want to put in Biogen, biotech company. let's see what happens with that. And this would also be people that have worked with them in the past if it's not current. But here's someone there. So I know that that's of big interest. And you can also ask people for advice about co-op, or I know some people are going to create their own co-op, so they might be really networking on their own. The thing that you really don't want to do, and I know others will say this as well, including my colleagues here, the goal of this is, I know it's really hard because you're thinking about, I have to get a co-op, I have to get a job, but you really want to look at people in terms of information and career advice. At the end of that conversation, you could, ask them, like, if I was to apply for a co-op at your company, what would you suggest? Things like that. But I think people who make it all about the job or the co-op often don't get the full benefit. And maybe Ellen will speak to that a little bit more too. Something cool that's been added is this career path section. It's not perfect, as I've discovered, but you can put in an area, if I put in engineering, it actually gives me a lot of different options of types of engineers. So I can look at, there's some salary information. There's some information about what this work is like, typical responsibilities and skills, types of people. Now it tries to suggest other people on NUSource who have done that work before. I find this isn't perfect, but the idea is it's trying to make it a little bit easier. You could still go back and do that keyword search for machine learning or machine learning engineer. There are some alumni jobs on the platform, so it tries to pull some of those up. I have found that also not to be perfect. Also, based on other information, there is some artificial intelligence on this platform that suggests some other paths that you may want to explore. But this can be a way to do some research. The job section here, so for students, we really recommend, students and graduating students, we really recommend NUWorks. We're using this site to be more for alumni jobs. On the job side, we do have this small, and maybe some of you have used this small projects section. So we're about to invite, before every start of each semester and the summer, we invite alumni to post projects so that students can gain experience. The parameters of these projects are that they are virtual, they are unpaid, unfortunately, and the maximum number of hours is 30 hours over a 4 to 6 week period. So we do get a small number of projects, maybe 15, sometimes up to 20. They may not necessarily match your area, but we do some outreach to those on the platform to say, hey, we just got this type of opportunity, check it out. Yes, so that's really helpful. I'm going to skip the programs area. We have some groups on the platform, and the idea is to have discussion groups within different career fields. So for example, we have a Women in STEM group. Actually, my mouse is a little, or my touchpad here is a little jumpy. Let me do search. So for example, the Women in STEM group, we have had, the goal is to have discussion here. For some reason that hasn't worked, but I will use it. Sometimes you can still use it to search people who have joined that group. It lets you search and look at the members. I sometimes use it to post information about upcoming events. So not as valuable as we had hoped, but we're still trying some things with that, and there's no harm to join one of those. So I encourage you to give this a try. Maybe start with, starting with alumni for networking. Pick people that you feel comfortable reaching out to. As you get more comfortable, pick people that might be a little more senior that you want to contact. And again, don't take it personally if you don't hear back. just look at your messaging, and keep reaching out to people and having those conversations. And I will put the website for the platform in the chat. You can join, there's an option to join by single sign-on, which is a very quick way to join. So we hope you will check it out. And I will pass things along to Ellen.
So that was awesome. I just have to say, I use NU Source. I show it to students and alumni. I've been reached out to from people on NU Source, and I just think you have to use all of your resources. I just highly encourage you to use all of your resources. You have amazing resources here. And yeah, so anyway, so here I am. So Olivia, I have about 10 minutes or 15 minutes. What do you think? I just want to make sure you have time for questions.
Yeah, you could do a full 15 hours.
Can do. Okay. All right. All right. So I'm going to share my screen just as a reminder. I'm from Career Design, and I'm going to first just run through a few things that aren't on our website, and then kind of show you a little bit of some of the resources that are on the website. No quizzes. Don't worry if you forget anything. You can come see us, and we'll help you by showing you how to do that. And so hold on a second. And let's see. Hopefully easy peasy. Great. Okay, so can you all see? I hope. Okay, so here we go. So I want to just this won't take very long at all. We have our website that we're in the process of updating because we're summer now transitioning to fall. So I wanted to let you know that first of all we're in the Stearns building, so you can utilize the ITC and you can utilize Career all in the same day if you'd like. So the first thing is that you have a choice between virtual or in person. So I don't know how many of you are in the Boston area, but if you're in the Boston area, some people I find prefer to come in, some people I find prefer virtual. And so our hours for the fall are going to be 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock in person, Monday through Friday. You can walk in, no appointment needed. Just first come, first serve, and we'll be there to help you. And we have a little career studio that we can sit down with you. You can bring your laptop. Easy, easy, easy. If you would like virtual, and I'll show you this, and so I'll drop a link in the chat later. That's also good. It'll be 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. And you can do Career Studio is just like a one-on-one up to about 20 minutes, about 20-minute time frame. I was on the studio today. You can bring any career-related question, interest, need to the person who's on the studio. There are usually 2 or 3 of us on the studio at any given time. And so 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the Stearns building, Monday through Friday. So your choice. And then in addition, we have evening hours, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Tuesdays and Wednesdays starting the fall. So that for those of you that have time differences that you're negotiating, we're hoping that because you have a window really of many, many hours, that something will be good and work for you. Okay. And if you have questions, drop them into the chat or unmute, it's totally fine. So just a couple of things that you should know. So we have kind of a lots of different possibilities for you to take advantage of. So there are something called coaching labs, and they're topic specific. So the idea is you go to the lab, the coaching lab or workshop on the topic that's interesting to you that you're working on. And then maybe you come into the Career Studio and kind of customize it for yourself and work out your own particular strategy. So for example, Michelle was talking about NU Source, which we love. love. And maybe I saw that there's informational interviews on there. And I know Michelle was talking about, doing that networking. And you can think about it instead of networking, like creating your community, just creating your community of connections. And we could help you with the questions and what to say. So I always say to students, like, think about Northeastern, like with many people that comprise your board of advisors, and you have some people right here who would be perfect for you. So these are some of the topics. For folks that maybe can't, the coaching labs are from noon to 6 p.m. Eastern time. Maybe the time doesn't work for you. That's okay. We have the workshops on Canvas as well. And then we have employers that we bring on campus, and we have Husky tracks, which are sort of virtual or in-person tours. And I'll talk a little bit more about Talent Connect in a little bit. And then from there, from the Career Studio, we can always arrange to do an appointment. So we have some international specific programs coming up. And so I'm doing CPT for folks that are interested, CPT Lunch and Learn with OGS. Lots of acronyms at Northeastern, right? So, and that you'll see the date. It will be on NUWorks in a little while. We just are in the process of adding that. The International Student Job Search Coaching Lab has amazing resources so that you don't have to wonder if that prospective employer that you're interested in has ever taken someone from your discipline before. We can teach you how to do that ahead of time so that you don't have to say, do you sponsor? Procrastination and time management, and creating and connecting authentically. I'm hoping that my colleague and friend Whitney will be joining us for that. And it's really a lot of fun. And then stress management, and I'll probably be bringing an immigration attorney in for H-1B and other employment options, just to give you a sense of some of the programs coming up that aren't on NUWorks, but will be shortly. So usually what people do is they come to the coaching lab that's on the topic, then they go to the Career Studio, in person or virtual, and you have career services for life. Actually, lovely that we have Michelle through Alumni. So between Alumni and us, you really have support, amazing support. And then I'm going to show you some of the resources. That's what I thought I would do for the next little bit of time. So I'm gonna unshare my little screen and then reshare. And I think that what I'm going to do, there's just so many resources that you have. But let me reshare my screen, and strangely it's defaulting to can you, great, can you see? Yep.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so the Career Studio, I'm not going to spend time showing you bit by bit, but you can use the drop down and it will explain. And for virtual, we actually contact you via Microsoft Teams. So, and I'll just pop it right in the chat. So you can save the chat with those 3 little dots, and which is great. If you want to take a look at our events calendar, and it will have everything on it. This is the link for you to do that, so that you can see. Talent Connect. I'm really excited about Talent Connect, folks, friends. This is going to be like a 3-week, instead of a career fair where you're trying to wait in line virtually or in person for that company that you're really interested in. This is starting 9/21 and it's ending 10/13. So basically, we're bringing recruiters on campus or hiring managers, and both, a mix of both. And in order for a company they're posting internships, co-ops, and full-time roles. And in order for them to participate, they have to have roles to post. They have to be really hiring. They also, in order to do that, have to do Ask a Recruiter sessions, which they're excited to come on. Well, it's virtual, but they're excited to come here to Northeastern to do this. And that means that you can ask them questions about the jobs that you see on NUWorks and your own questions that you have for them related to the positions. And they have to be willing to interview during the semester. So this is a really great event, and I want to make sure that you're absolutely welcome to participate as a student, as an alum, and leverage it for your needs. So that is something that's coming up, and I just put the website in the chat. I know you've had resumes. You've had a resume session, and we have lots of resources around resumes, including sample resumes. And this is just an example of a first-year master's, how they customized it for second year, and then how they used it to get, in this particular case, a position at Meta or Facebook. So I just want to let you know that you have a lot of resources. If you want to go to the coaching lab on interviewing with confidence, they'll cover some of them, and you can also look at these, but there's just a lot of resources that are available to you. And if you prefer to talk it through, that's totally fine. I'm going to skip right now to show you a couple of things. One is, this is VMock. So VMock is a platform where you can put your resume in. Has anyone used VMock? I don't know if anyone's here's used VMock, but you can put in the chat if you have. And so you put your resume in, it has AI running through it, and it will give you suggestions for how to make your resume stronger. And I just wanted to kind of show you, here's the link. And then once you click on it, it looks like this. We have Big Interview. And Big Interview is very cool. It actually, you can pick your avatar, your interviewer, you can pick your type of interview, you can pick the questions, you can record yourself. You can ask, do I sound confident? And it also has AI running through it, and it will tell you what your eye contact is like. It will tell you for slang, ums, likes, and you knows. It will give you suggestions, and then you can come for a mock interview. Whitney's area, again, focuses on language, so they can help you with the language piece, and we can help you with the positioning with the employer. And so use your resources. Localized is really cool. It is started with for students, international students who are from the Mideast and North Africa, but now they're expanding. And so they've done amazing career fairs with incredible employers that are virtual. And they even have some remote jobs as well. And so you'll see that there's some really good jobs that are posted. And all of these we pay for you, so you don't have to pay anything. It's just available for you to take advantage of. This is a page where you can see some of the resources. One of the last couple ones I really want to tell you is JobScan. JobScan, you can put, and Michelle might probably know about this, but JobScan's really cool. You put your resume in, you put the job you're applying to in, and it will tell you how positioned you are. It will tell you for the applicant tracking systems that that company uses, if they have any cool tips for you to get higher in terms of not getting blocked by or not getting a better sort of elevating your resume with that. And right now you can do 5 jobs, but it's actually, we're exploring that to see if you can use it even more. Buzzfile is great if you want to sort of build a target list, if you want to look at a particular company like Bain, for example, and see who their competitors are and learn a little bit more about them. And then the other piece is we have a LinkedIn group for international students and alumni. So use NUSource for sure, please, please, please. But also join the LinkedIn group for international students and alumni who were international students. We have about 4,352 members. So I know that was fast, but that's and so, yeah, so, and you have links in the chat just in case that's helpful.
All right. Thank you so much, Ellen and Whitney and Michelle. There's a ton of information here, but some really good resources. So now we are ready to open up the chat. Please feel free to ask any questions or turn on your mics and just ask aloud. While you are doing that, I have a couple questions just to get us started. My first one is for Whitney. In our last session with the Writing Center, they kind of preferred that students who come in have a resume drafted or have something kind of to work with. Is that the case for you? Because it seems like with GSS, you could start from scratch there.
Yeah, that's such a great question, Olivia. I think we're really here to help students kind of wherever they are in the process. So if a student already has a resume, even if it's from a resume from their home country or from a job that they did a couple of years ago, they'd be welcome to bring it to GSS. It's kind of a nice way to start and see okay, just by looking at the resume, is it formatted in a way that it is going to be expected in North America? I say that's for tutors in terms of not the formatting, design and content of it, but just, is there a photo on it? Not necessary. Is the age on it? Not necessary. But thinking about just in terms of the language that's being used, making sure there's, a lot of confidence coming through in I statements. Some particular cultures are more collectivist instead of individualistic. So that's something that the tutors can definitely help with. If a student really just is starting right from the beginning, don't have a resume, I think it's still great to make an appointment and then kind of talk through okay, how do I start? It's just like a planning and organizing writing appointment. You just have a specific type of document. So I would say wherever a student is in the process, make an appointment and then the tutors can go from there with them. Definitely.
Great. Let's see. I have another question. This time for Michelle. And Michelle, I hope I'm not putting you on the spot here, but do you have any stories or any firsthand experience of a success story from an alum or a student reaching out to an alum or anything like that using a new source?
Yes, one that comes to mind is actually a first-year undergraduate student who reached out. He's interested in kind of science and research, medical research, and he shared that he spoke to a couple of people and they had useful information for him, and there were a few people that actually shared some information that they had researched a little bit for him. So I don't want to suggest that alums will go out and research or that they may not make introductions for you, but that was just something that happened for him. And I think he found it, very reassuring. I think this alum played a role in his working on getting a summer internship position. So, and again, people are people. So some people are going to be more helpful than others, or someone's going to be a closer match to your interests. But I think you're also developing the comfort with talking to people and alumni, and also just keeping in mind that at some point you'll be on the other side of this, giving back to other alumni. And it's not just alumni to students. We want to encourage alums to talk to each other and help each other. So you'll be in that situation as well eventually.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see, still no questions in the chat. Let's see, Ellen, for the career studio, those are all employees, right? It's not peer-to-peer advising.
for the Career Studio, we have both the sort of professional staff, and we have our career ambassadors who have done co-op, they're graduate and some undergraduate students that we spend 2 or 3 weeks training and then do ongoing sessions with. So both.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to make sure, am I sharing my screen or not sharing my screen?
You are still sharing.
It strangely says I am not, so I'm not sure how to unshare, but very odd.
We see the Career Studio page.
Yeah. I wish I could unshare, but it's telling me which screen do I want to share as though I'm not sharing. So I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, I don't know how. I'm like unsharing and then I will try to unshare, but I don't have a way to do that. I don't want to make people feel dizzy, so sorry. Yeah.
It's okay. That's okay.
There you go. That
Oh,
should do it.
Perfect. Yes.
Got it.
Perfect.
I see there's a question in the
Yeah.
chat, and I just want to say hi to you also, Sunny. It's been like a really, really long time for us to have been connected. And I also, since we're in a very public place, I also want to say thank you because I know you operate so many WeChat groups promoting events across campus. And for all of our summer events, every student who came to our workshops said they found out about them from your WeChat groups. So this is a huge forum, but just to give you some extra kudos, thank you so much for still being so supportive of our office and everything that's going on at Northeastern. You're a rock star. Thank you.
As we all know Sunny. Sunny's great.
Yeah, thank goodness. Thank you
Yeah.
for being you. Absolutely.
He did ask if there are any in-person events coming up. I guess for anybody.
We have the in-person Career Studio. We have a Future of Work event that's going to, Michelle knows, she's a great partner on that, which was in person last year and probably will be in person again. And we will have other in-person events. The coaching labs tend to be virtual because of different time zones to allow for access for folks. But we definitely will have in person. How about other people?
Yeah, I will add that this series will conclude with an in-person session on September 22nd. So anybody who is here is invited. And yeah, we're hoping to do, hopefully some of our panelists here will be able to make it, as well as some alumni that will be participating in our next session, and just some alumni who are available on the 22nd and wanted to participate. So that'll be a great sort of a smaller networking event to conclude this series. Let's see.
All of our workshops will be hybrid. So if you're on campus, you're welcome to come to Curry 333. If you're off campus or in a region or don't feel like dealing with the MBTA situation that we're dealing with, you're also welcome to join us online. So I'll just put that out there. And all of our events will be posted on the website in the next couple weeks.
Great. I am just going to read what Sunny said again. It was not LinkedIn. It was not any referral. It was the Career Studio that helped him get his job. So again, these are all really, really invaluable resources here.
And if you're with a student organization and you want us to come in, or you want Whitney to come in, or you want Michelle to come in, we're happy to, I've come into the project management club, a student organization. We're happy to come into student orgs. And I know that I speak for my colleagues here. They're also really happy to come in as well. Just get the word out for sure.
And also, if you're with a student organization and maybe you're looking for an alumni guest speaker, that's something you could play with on NuSource. People do check that off as something they're open to, but even people who haven't checked it off, if you see someone's background and you reached out to them and explain what you were doing, I think many people would be open to that.
Yeah, you can also reach out to me at Alumni Relations as well to try to connect you with some people for any event. We have a couple more minutes if anybody wants to add a question to the chat. In the meantime, I just want to thank everybody for attending this second session. I hope that it was helpful. Our next virtual session will be on Thursday, September 8th, also at 6 p.m. You'll get a reminder just like you did today. But I'm looking forward to that one. We have a great panel of alumni who, are currently employed, working in various industries. They're going to tell us a bit about their jobs and how they got them. But you'll also have the opportunity, we'll be going into breakout rooms so that you can network with them a bit, ask your own questions about what it was like for them, and just make some new connections. So I'm hoping that'll be of great value to you. Thank you again. Thank you to our panelists. As they said, they were readily available to share their resources. So they, again, are just really invaluable to all of our students and alumni here.
Olivia, that event, the alumni panel, that's
Yes.
in person?
The first one is virtual. So on September 8th, it's virtual. And we'll be, because we had a lot of alumni who were, available virtually. And we'll be concluding in person on September 22nd. So when everybody is back, CPS, we're waiting for CPS to start. They will have started by then.
Great.
Absolutely. All right. I think that'll be it. Well, thank you all again. Have a wonderful evening. And thank you again to our panelists.
And I put my name in the chat and my email, and I don't know, Whitney, if you want to do that or anybody else. So it's nice to be here with everybody. Take care.